This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're gonna look at the Transformers Studio Series from Transformers the Movie, Autobot Perceptor with Ratbat and Ramhorn, the MTMTE collection, which I have no idea what that means. But looking at this, the new Studio Series packaging, or at least the packaging for this one, I don't know if they're using this for the other ones. This looks really cool. And I'm just gonna straight out say, I'd almost rather have had these guys all painted in these colors than in their actual colors, because that just looks pretty badass with that kind of like reddish pink, black and gray and stuff. I think that looks just so badass. I definitely like the way the artwork looks here. And I haven't complimented Transformer artwork in a while. On the side, we just see Perceptor here. And on the other side, it's kind of a continuation of the first side. And again, we just see like Perceptor's shoulder and cannon. And then finally on the back, we see the rest of the figures. And it appears just from this, like Ramhorn's a new one. Ratbat looks like he's just a reissue of the previous Ratbats, only with a different color scheme. And Perceptor is, I believe, just a reissue of the Studio Series Perceptor, which I never got around to opening, which was actually also just a retool of the, one of the, I think was it Earthrise Perceptor, which again, I didn't get around to opening. I don't even know where they're at. Autobot Perceptor. Perceptor tells Blaster to radio for reinforcements during the Battle of Autobot City. One thing to note though, this package doesn't come with the extra speaker for Blaster, so that's kind of a disappointment. Instructions off to the side as always. Generic ass Transformer background, boring as hell. Not even like related directly to Transformers the movie here either. That last strap was just like an ex-girlfriend who doesn't want to let anything go. Okay. So we have Perceptor. We have a cassette. Nothing about this Ratbat, aside from its design, really looks like a cassette. And then we have Ramhorn as a cassette. Included are Ratbat's thrusters, which I don't think we've gotten that with a previous Ratbat. I'm kind of curious as to how these are supposed to actually attach to him. And then we have Ramhorn's little missile launchers, which again, these will have to attach to him. They designed both of these to act as weapons for the main robots. And of course, all right, so this technically, these things were separate pieces in the original Ratbat, so were these technically, but seeing this big old brown part here, looks like we do have parts forming going on. And Perceptor comes with a generic Autobot pistol. I do not know if this is what the original Studio Series came with or the main release. Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, I think Titan's Return was the previous Perceptor, and then Studio Series came out with the new one. So yeah, I think there's just this Studio Series one and the other Studio Series one, which I don't know if the colors are different on this one or not. If somebody knows, please say something in the comments. But let's start with Ramhorn. Again, he kind of looks like a cassette, but kind of doesn't. Well, that appears to be all that is to Ramhorn's main transformation. Then that is apparently how that sticks onto the back. He is thick, though. He is very, very thick. I do think he turned out better than Steeljaw did. But, you know, again, without adding the parts there, he looks kind of blah. The irony being, though, they did a really good job with like the Masterpiece cassettes where everything was kind of built into them. But they haven't been able to really replicate that in the smaller scales. Ratbat's transformation should be easy. Fold his little tootsies down. Fold out his wings. Yeah, I'm talking through this one because I know it already. And his head kind of moves. Well, the question is, though, again, how the hell does this thing attach? Oh, wait, I think I know. Hold on. Turn that like that. Because this is the peg that they use to attach him to, like, the other Transformers. There we go. I'm smart. Actually, that also helps him stay standing, by the way. All right, so our two cassettes are done pretty easy. Let's just take a quick look at Ratbat, I guess, because we didn't really do that. I don't know. The color scheme looks okay to me. I'm not sure I'm too fond of this weird color because it looks kind of more, to me, it looks like it's like kind of like a weird greenish yellow instead of being like gold like it probably should be. And I guess articulation-wise on Ratbat, basically you can move his wings here and there and fold that. His feet fold up and his head moves. That's about it. Generally, with him previously, you had to pose him kind of like this if you wanted him to stand up on his own. But again, the thrusters do give him that base that actually allows him to stand. Articulation on Ramhorn here. We have his legs move forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. And his head raises and lowers. And you can move the horn a little bit because of transformation. That's it. These guys are basically display pieces for your blaster and Soundwave. Very hard to pose them, I think, with anything. Now we have Perceptor here. This should be interesting because I have never transformed him. Although I did actually get the reissue of the animation colored G1 original style Perceptor. I assume that this isn't that far from that. They kept the cannon or the treads here in place, which is a throwback from the days when these were part of the Micromen toy line. His little knobby thingies don't turn. They also don't pop out. The knob up here doesn't move. There is no clear glass here. And actually his periscope, telescope, periscope, microscope does not extend at all like previous versions. So unlike, gosh, I think like unlike almost every previous version of Perceptor, you can't look through it. His head is on a ball joint and can spin around. There's a little bit he can look down, but he can't really look up type of thing. His cannon can hinge backwards out of the way or forward. No side-to-side action. His arms spin. There's no butterfly joint or anything. There is a bicep cut. A hinge at the elbow, which does give us 90 degrees. Whoops. The fist does not rotate at all. There is a waist swivel, however, which is honestly surprising. He can kick forward all the way. He can kick it back all the way, meaning we can do the splits. He's got, whoops. Oh, that's an interesting joint. He can kick up like that and kick up like that, giving us a super high kick and another version of the splits. Apparently his knee can bend outwards as well as forwards. Help me, blaster. Okay. So yeah, kick out, bend forward. So the knee does do a little better than 90 though. The actual knee joint. I sort of feel like they should have positioned this thing so it was on the inside, so it wouldn't like come out on accident like that. We do have an ankle rocker, and the toes move a little bit. And there appears to be no heel spurs on this figure. So robot mode looks nice. It really did. It turned out nice. But let's see if we can figure out how to do microscope mode. So that was generically the easiest thing. Wow. So just want to point out, this little glass thing, this thing which would be a mirror, is supposed to fold out underneath here on an actual microscope, and how they did the original Perceptor. It's just one piece here, so that's kind of blah. Trying to figure out where his head goes, though. Because, okay, the microscope arm... Actually, I'm not sure where that would go either. Hold on. Oh, okay. So the problem is I still need to figure out where the head goes. So does the back open up? There we go. Back opens up. Ta-da! Then we can fold this, I guess. Ooh, wait, hold on. Okay. There we go. So we fold that over, and there's a little slot that goes in the tab here. Then, because these things folded down that way, spin that maybe and put this up here. Oh, fold the hand in. All right. Fold the hand in. Spin the arm around. Oh, I just broke a nail. Fold that down. So when you twist that, you fold this down, and that goes inside here. That seems to be as close as it gets, though, which is kind of a shame, because it would have been nice if this butted up against that. So then, okay. Leg forward. We go out, swing it around. Wait. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So up, out, forward, down. And then we drop the plate. Nothing locks into place on this thing. So, yeah. He looks like a microscope. Why they don't have stuff actually lock in place on this thing, though, I don't understand. But nothing does. So that's probably not a mode I'm going to have them in, to be honest with you. I just don't think it looks all that good. I mean, I guess it does look like the G1 toy, too. But I somehow feel very disappointed in this. I don't know why. Does that help the look at all? No, I guess that kind of helps hold it in place a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he does a really good job of duplicating the G1 toy. But as far as everything else goes... But yeah, just looking at the back of the box, it looks like we got that all correct, right? And then you can store the gun here for some unknown reason. That seems stupid. Yeah, I think this is a reused part. So otherwise, I think that would have been nice if they'd had... It would have been better if it's stored over here, maybe. There's no place on the back to store it. But let's go ahead and see. I think we all know about the hidden tank mode, so... Oh, wow. Hold on. This is kind of weird, like... There are actually slots to put those into. I need to rotate the ass end a little bit more differently. Let's take a moment here. So I just wanted to confirm with the instructions of whether or not there were instructions for the tank mode. But I want to point out here, we've got this little slot here, and it does match up with the shape of this thing. So it does in fact peg in there. So I guess this is their version of the tank mode for this Perceptor. Not great, but not terrible, I guess. It's too bad it didn't come with like one of the actual humanoid robots where you could put it back there. But yeah, there you go. There's the tank mode for him as well, and it looks pretty awful. But at least they thought about it when they put this together. But hey, what do you guys think? For a lot of people, real reason why they're going to get this is to get that Ramhorn in order to finish off their set of cassettes for Blaster. Still need to get, like, I guess the Studio Series Blaster to get a non-transparent plastic version of the Eject, I think it was. I think Eject's the blue one and Rewind was the black cassette. So I think, yeah, in order to get the blue Eject, you need to get the Studio Series Blaster. So that means you got the, what was it, Earthrise Blaster with the clear one. Then you would get the, you had to get the Sound Blast. No, not Sound Blaster. Shit. I don't remember what the blue version of Blaster was being called. Because Soundwave and Sound Blaster were the blue and black versions of Soundwave. And I'm sorry, I just can't remember. I have them somewhere in my collection. I haven't opened them yet. But that's how you got the black cassette. So you have to basically get 3 versions of Blaster to get... No, I guess technically you only need to get 2 versions of Blaster in order to get all the humanoid cassettes. Then Steeljaw by himself, and Ramhorn here finishes off the animation versions of the cassettes. Doesn't finish off the cassettes in general, however, just the animation versions. But again, like I was saying, just tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I definitely do not think that Perceptor's microscope mode looks all that great. Although I guess technically neither did the G1 one either when you got right down to it. It's a shame they didn't leave it so you could look through it. But otherwise, I mean, it's doable. It does the function it needs to do. It just, I feel like they could have done a better job on it. And his robot mode is fine. It's perfect for display. And if you enjoyed this look at this mess, please feel free to scope that like button. And if you want to see more of my nonsense in the future, please subscribe. I thank you for watching. And I think Ramhorn there wants some belly rubs, so why don't you give him some belly rubs? 1 like means a belly rub for Ramhorn. Thank you for watching. Peace and love.